You just learned how to collect the spatial data for your crew's projects. Let's now learn how to collect the visual data. Ever heard the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words? For monitoring work, this saying couldn't be truer, which is why it is important to take photos at each of your project sites. Photos of your crew performing the work are a great way to keep lasting memories. But what we will focus on today is photo point monitoring. Photo monitoring tells the story of the impact we are having on the habitat we are working on. To ensure validity of our results, it is important to identify photo points. Photo points simply refer to taking a photo from the same location and same field of view each time the area is photographed. Your monitoring guidebook walks through the steps of photo monitoring. In the following section, we will review these steps. Step 1. Identify photo monitoring objectives and photo points. This step should happen before getting out into the field. Deciding what the objective of the restoration work on a project activity is can help us identify the placement and number of photo points. Every restoration activity is going to require some level of photo monitoring, but the number of photo points may differ by site. You will list this restoration objective on your pre-restoration worksheet and how many samples, or in this case, photo points, you will take at the activity site. If you are unsure how many photo points to have in the project area, we can discuss and decide the number during monthly check-ins. To ensure randomness of sampling and to make things easier for collectors, it is highly suggested photo point station locations are selected prior to fieldwork. One way you can do this is by using GIS software, such as Google Earth Pro, to plot points and upload them to your GPS or smartphone application for collectors to locate at the activity site. You can view this process in the Ensuring Random Sample Placements video. Step 2. For step 2, we are finally in the field to establish photo points. But before we leave for the field, we need to make sure we have all items needed for taking photo points. These include 2 PVC poles, one for the photo point and one for reference, a long meter measuring tape, a GPS or smartphone GIS application, and finally a smartphone with the Theodolite or Dioptra app on it to take images. Your crew should already be prepared with these materials the day monitoring is scheduled, if you have provided them the pre-restoration worksheet for this activity. On the worksheets, there is a section for materials and data sheets needed as a helpful reminder for preparation. Once at the activity site, and if you have chosen pre-populated photo point locations, you should instruct collectors to use their GPS units or phone apps to direct them to one of the waypoints designated as a photo point station. When you have established the location, you can begin step 3. Mark photo points with GPS waypoints. Photo points should be permanently marked with waypoints so they can be relocated in the future. Even if you have pre-populated locations, you most likely won't be able to land on the exact latitude and longitude programmed into the GPS beforehand, so we need to update that precise station location. You learned how to mark a waypoint in your Using Your GPS lesson. If you need to review this procedure at any point in the season, you can revisit that course. Step 4. Take photos. For efficiency, it is suggested that at least 2 people work together to conduct the photo point. Have one person hold the center pole or hammer the pole into the ground. Have this person hold the end of the long measuring tape while another member walks the tape measure out 27.5 feet to the north. The member at the center pole with the camera application should help guide the member with the tape so they are due north. The member walking out the measuring tape should then place a reference stake in the field of view in your photo. This will aid in replicating the photo in the future. Use the photo monitoring app, Theodolite for Apple users or Dioptra for Android to take a photo. Save the image to your phone, making sure to note the date, site, and photo point number and direction. Continue to take a photo in each of the 3 cardinal directions, east, south, and west. Now that we know how to conduct photo monitoring, let's view an example.
This restoration project was conducted at Camp Beckwith during Year 3's orientation. This team's objective was to clear vegetation that had covered the camp's recreational trail. From these two images, can we identify if this objective was met? Definitely. There is a distinct trail in the post-restoration image. So much so that we almost ask if this is the same location. Again, the answer is yes. A monitoring pole, which you can see in the top of the pre-restoration photo in pink, was placed to allow this team to know where to take photos from. But what if we couldn't see that monitoring pole? Can you still tell this is the same location? Yes. Notice the pink flagging on the tree to the right in both images. Notice both photos are facing to the east. The coordinates in the top left of the images are also very similar. Thus, overall, these images accomplish what we are looking for. However, is there anything about them that we could maybe change in the future? As I noted in the pre-restoration image, you can see the top of the monitoring pole. In the post-restoration image, you can see the workers at the site. These items could be blocking important aspects of the photo. Therefore, it is always best to keep any supplies or persons out of these photos.